Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms. These are Charter Moms chats, and we've been going live with special guests to help families learn more about the great school options we have here in San Antonio. And today we're visiting with Jennifer Semanko, who's a pre-K lead teacher at Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School and Childcare, which is located in the medical center area of San Antonio. And they've been serving generations of families. So they have like kids of alumni who are now like students at the school. So, and about a month ago, we had a parent perspective. Erin Stinson was wrote a guest post on San Antonio Charter Mom's blog, which I'll put that up on screen so you can find Erin's post. And then today we're featuring Jennifer's post, and so Erin shared the parent perspective, and Jennifer is sharing the teacher perspective about Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School. So Jennifer, welcome to Charter Moms Chats, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about your school.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everybody.
So, okay, so maybe so I want to hear about your journey to becoming a pre-K teacher at Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School.
Okay, well, I've only been at Shepherd for 3 years, but I have to tell you, prior to coming here, I came from a school, another Christian school that I'd worked for 7 years, and I actually grew that program. It was very new, so it it became my home, and unfortunately, our enrollment started dwindling, and we had to close down. So it was time for me to look for a new home, and that was really scary. I had developed relationships with families there in that community, and they were long lasting. I still speak with them today. I go to their piano recitals. I want to know how they're doing. So I stay in contact. And I did a couple of things when the school closed. One of our congregational families, so at my home church, there where I taught, the family had mentioned my name to Shepherd, but I didn't hear anything for a few months. I was still in transition. I tried a Montessori school. I tried actually a sister congregation school in Austin, but it just wasn't home. It didn't feel right. And God's timing is perfect because I'm leaving the parking lot doing an exit interview. And I was really just going to come home and try to pray on it and decide what's next for me, see if God would leave me. And I get a phone call as I'm in the parking lot driving away, and it's Principal Gary. So she's invited me to come see the campus and possibly interview. And then, of course, well, here we are 3 years later. So God's timing was perfect on that. It's been amazing. I remember my first opportunity to come see the campus and just walk through the pre-K hall and the playground and just feeling excited. I just wanted that opportunity to talk with them and let them know what I had done at my other school to see if they would give me a chance and if I could be part of that team.
Yeah, yeah. I know how that is. One of the perks of being, the leader of SC Charter Moms is I get to visit lots of schools, and and it's that feeling of like, okay, something special is happening here. Like this
Yes,
is, there's a spirit here in this place, and
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just knew if I left and they didn't invite me back, I was going to feel so sad. Yeah, it just felt like home right away. I knew it right away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, so one thing that I know, like you touch on in the blog post is the mission of Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School, and I feel like it's very thoughtfully written. So I was wondering if you could kind of share about that, and what it means to you that Shepherd is offering a Christian education to students.
Absolutely. Their mission statement, well, actually, I have it. I want to read it to you because there's parts of it that are really important. And they're a community of parents and staff and children working together to foster those Christ-like qualities in all that we do. Our spiritual growth, our academic growth, physical, social, emotional, it's all intertwined, right? But it happens together. I feel at home here because those values that are put in that statement are what you see and what you feel and what is taught here. You live it. You live it. I can't imagine not being able to pray before I eat my meal and give thanks, or if I'm having troubles that I can stop and ask God to help me get through it. And when we celebrate our triumphs, we're celebrating together. So I feel like we live that mission statement each and every day at different times with different people in different situations. Yeah, Christ
Yeah,
is in everything we do.
yeah. It's so important that that like I mean we cover the range of school options in San Antonio, right? A lot of what we talk about is charter schools, which have to be secular schools, but it's really important that in private schools that faith formation can be part of the curriculum, and it's a way to support children not just in their academic growth, but in their growth as people and help their character and to live ethical and moral lives and how they care for each other.
Exactly. Yeah, we want our children that are in our school to, first of all, we want to model what we want to see. And so it gives them an opportunity to see that, practice that. When they make mistakes, they know they're forgiven. I know I'm forgiven whenever I make a mistake, and we talk about that. So being able to talk about that freely is important. And I think that helps develop them too to become future leaders, among their peers or in what they're going to do when they get older.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing that you mentioned in your blog post, and actually, the parent, that's the shepherd parent that she mentioned in her post too, that there's this continuity of like multiple generations, and that it's a really close knit community at Shepherd. So I was wondering if you could talk more about how the community feels at Shepherd the Hills.
Well, I was really impressed, and that's actually the first thing I noticed. So whenever I started, I was under the leadership of Debbie Eichstead. She has been a pioneer. I mean, she's been here for over 40 years at Shepherd, and within pre-K itself, she was here in the pre-K program for 12 years. So she was an amazing role model for me, and it was interesting to walk with her on campus because she knows everybody and everyone knows her. And just walking with her, I got to know the kids. And pretty soon there were kids telling me hi and calling me by name, and I hadn't even met them yet. So that was really cool. But yeah, that's what I noticed. I see the staff members were children who went to school here, and then they've gone on to college and graduated, and then they come back to serve. And now their children are having their own experiences. So the other part of that is seeing, families that have started together and have grown up here at Shepherd. So there's a lot of tight, strong bonds. It's really endearing to see and witness and be part of. So pretty soon they will know your name. You will be known here on Shepherd because everybody wants to know you. They're just happy.
I think coming out of I mean the past 2 years have been there's been a lot of disruption. And I think that like one thing that I hear from members of our Facebook group, and just as I talk to teachers and parents, like that people like want to reconnect, and that I hope that the Shepherd community has like those bonds have helped you to stay grounded, right, to stay true to your faith, and and maintain those human connections even while the world has been so disrupted. And I think people are looking for rebuilding that kind of connection.
Absolutely, and I want to touch back on that because of what you said. Because I am I'm going to be 45 on Friday. Happy birthday to me! But I've never been able to have children, so that's why family is so important to me. And even though I don't have a personal family, I feel like a family member here at Shepherd. I'm loved. I'm appreciated. People say good morning all the time. They want to know how I'm doing, and when I'm not having the best day, they pick me up. So it's really important to stay in yeah, to just have that social aspect. It's so important, and I'm so blessed to have that. I feel very, very blessed to have that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those are things that make life meaningful. Like we can all be all
Absolutely.
busy and have goals and whatnot, but but it's those day-to-day things, and to feel like that the people we're working alongside, the children that we're serving, that their gratitude, and that's what makes things worthwhile, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to ask, I thought you made some really good points in the blog post about how, like, during the pandemic, that at Shepherd that you guys innovated, that you picked up new types of technology, and that also one thing I've learned about Shepherd is that it's I mean I think there's a sort of a stereotype about what private schools are like, that's not necessarily true, that it's really a much more diverse group of students than what the stereotype is about private schools. Those are you talk about like innovation and the diversity at Shepherd.
Absolutely. Let me first talk about the transition to being uh, when we went into COVID. Oh my gosh, that was hard. Socially, that was hard for me because I need to be around my kids. But you know what happened? I mean, new things happened. There were a lot of blessings because we went home and we created classrooms in our homes. I used my personal office at home and I took items home from the classroom so that whenever I did connect with the kids, they would see some of the same things and feel a little bit, have some kind of continuity. But boy, did we become YouTube stars because we had our own YouTube pages. And we would record our videos, which I actually like that part because if we didn't do it right the first time or with that enthusiasm that we were hoping to have, we could do it again and nobody knew the difference. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to do that. We used Zoom so that we could connect live like what we're doing here and have that interaction as it happened. And, the kids were so excited. They would go show us things that were in their house. They'd get off topic, but we were still trying to hold on to those relationships that we were working so hard to build. Um, when we finally did come back though, that was the best part because we were only gone or doing that in our homes. When we returned to school the following year, we offered that at home learning part, or distance learning is what I think they called it. But for the pre-K program, the majority of our kids came back, so which was really important because pre-K is a lot of social and emotional learning. They need to be having experiences with each other so that we can talk them through what's happening. The second part of that is, also we started a new program using that Seesaw app. Because parents weren't allowed to come into the school, we would take pictures, videos, and so parents could still see what was going on in the classroom. Yes, we had the dividers, yes, we had the masks, but we made it work. We were so grateful to be back in school, and so we were going to make it work. Yeah, the I forgot what you said this. Oh, the diversity. Absolutely. When you walk on our campus, you're going to see people and families of all walks of life. I want to share one particular example that's happening with my class. So personally, last year we had a visit from a family who was new to San Antonio. They did not speak English, and I wasn't worried because I in my previous school I had had the same experiences. I worked with families that only spoke Arabic or um, Spanish. So we're talking 3 and 4 year olds that didn't know any kind of English. But when they're immersed in your classroom and they're hearing songs and talking to their peers and reading books and just, having fun with music, they just absorb so quickly and it's fun. So this particular family returned. She was actually enrolled in my class. So I mean, we're now into 7 months, and you would not know the difference if you came into and spoke with her. Yes, she's so exciting because she's expressing her ideas. She's communicating with her peers. She can share things that she learns here and take it home. And from what I understand, the whole family is learning English, so they're doing phenomenal. And I'm the family is so proud of that. They take videos of arrival and picking up, because she just has so much enthusiasm. The coolest part about that I have to share is she actually asked her family if she could stay in after school care because she doesn't want to leave.
Oh,
She wants to extend her day. At the beginning of the year, she would bring meals that were familiar to her from home, and now she's doing her hot lunch program. So she's being
oh.
exposed and having all these new experiences with different foods. It's really neat. There's just so much variety. There's a lot of diversity. Everyone feels loved. That's the language that we speak here at Shepherd.
Wow, those are great stories. Oh, you mentioned about Seesaw as an app, like because like it needs to
Yes,
be secure. You need to respect students' privacy, but like to give parents that insight into what their kids are doing, like that's so valuable. And and um, it also shows trust, like that you're confident about what's happening on campus, that you feel confident showing it to families,
yes.
and that they'll be comfortable with it. Um,
Absolutely. And they can talk about it and reflect on it later. You know how when parents pick up and they say, "How was your day?" And the kids were like, "Eh," or "I don't know." Well, now they have something they can talk about.
That's right. It's valuable. Yeah, especially getting them to like slow down and reflect on their day and like
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and it's so inspiring the story about the girl who has learned English, while
Yes.
in pre-K that and learning like, keeping her own culture but also learning about American culture and bringing some of that knowledge home to her family, so
Exactly.
they can have like a bicultural family and yeah.
Oh, we do Spanish too. I know a little bit of Spanish, and we do our days of the week and words, and so she's saying those too. She's singing those songs.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's wonderful. One thing that I learned from Aaron, and I've also learned from your post, is that Shepherd of the Hills has a lot of fun campus traditions. So there's like events that happen every year. There's like new events coming up this year, and I think that these events sound super fun, and it's part of that building that community. So. I don't know if you could talk like, do you have like a favorite event that you want to talk about, or like,
Oh,
what are the new
sure.
ones?
You know, Absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just
No,
so excited. Yes, Shepherd families have so much to look forward to because it's not just school. There's so many opportunities for parents and volunteers to come and see the joy that's found here. And I can think of a couple. We have Ramfest. We have Spirit Days every month. Those are pretty cool. But those aren't my favorite. I'll tell you what my favorite are in just a second. The Spirit Days, they do like every introduction to the new month. At each grade level, we'll sponsor a concession stand. We wear our spirit shirts. We have a pep rally, and our shepherd ram comes, and all the grades do their own chants that they've created. We do pom poms. It's just to get ready for the new month and prepare our hearts and just get excited. So I like to see that, see that happening. But my favorites are pre-K related. I'm biased, but La Posada. We have La Posada here,
oh.
and in case you don't know what that is, we talk about when Mary and Joseph went into Bethlehem when Mary was fixing to give birth to baby Jesus, and so our pre-K kids dress up. We've got a Mary and a Joseph, and
Oh,
everyone
nice.
trails along. We go knock on doors, and we're turned away because we want them to, experience and what that might have felt like for Mary and Joseph, even though they're tired and they're hungry. And then we finish off in the church. So all three classes will gather in the church. There's low lighting. We've got baby Jesus in the manger, and then one of our church leaders will finish off the story for us. So that's a really special part
Mm.
that really sticks with them. And we just wrapped up rodeo day. We celebrate all those fun things. They dress up, and we have all kinds of stations throughout the gym. Parents come, they're part of it, and we've got music going and all these stations going. My favorite one to watch is the sheep herding. We blow up these white balloons and we use fly swatters, and they have to, keep the sheep in the pen. So it's just so much fun to watch. Um, yeah, so again, just so much to look forward. Those are just a couple. I mean, we had a jingle jog that's brand new during Christmas time. We all put bells on around our necks, around our wrists, and we just ran around and just the school spirit. But that's how we get to know, the upper grades. They come and support the lower grades, and just there's just so much love. Like I say, I just got to say that over and over. So
Yeah, wow, those sound super fun and, like, so much creativity, and, like, I'm sure with things like that, you can't pull it off unless you've got, parent volunteers, grandparent volunteers, like, family members coming in and supporting it, and, and for, like, the teachers to feel supported and have and resourced enough to
absolutely.
yeah, to invest in that.
If I could just say, there's no lack of that here. In fact, sometimes I feel overwhelmed because we have such an outpouring of support and people want to volunteer. We're not sure what to do with all of it. So yeah, so that's definitely, you can see the pride that families have just being part of it, and that they get to experience it with their children.
Yeah, yeah, wow. Um, okay, so I feel like you've given like a great overview about Shepherd of the Hills, talked about different aspects like the community. I know like for like the Stinson family, like, I know like sports is really important to them, but that's more for like the bigger kids. Is there are there like do you have advice for families who are like doing a school search and kind of like weighing their different options? Like, like, so like if they come do like a school tour at Shepherd, like what kinds of questions should they ask? What things should they look for?
Right, absolutely. No, and we understand families have choices. There are a lot of schools that offer different, but for me personally, just the feel, families I feel want to look for a place where their children are going to feel safe, where they feel happy, where they feel appreciated, where they want to be known, where they're free to speak and ask questions. And so that's definitely what they can do here at Shepherd. But my best advice would just be come and see, come walk on campus, listen to the conversations that are going on, watch the families interact, come to an event, come sit in on chapel, come see how they sing and praise the Lord, ask questions. We want to know you. Okay, so we want to know you, and we want to know what's important to you, because what's important to you is important to us. And so, yeah, just come and have a visit. Just take and come at different times of the day. I mean, you could come at drop off and see what that looks like. Come at a pickup time, and just talk with the teachers and the other families that are usually out there, because families kind of congregate and just kind of hang out after school because they're relaxed. The kids are playing on the playground, so I love seeing that. It's very relaxed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's, I think what people are looking for now is like a community and connection, and just, making sure their kids have the knowledge and the social skills and the friendships, to help to carry them into, like you talked about helping them become leaders in their community down the road. And it sounds like Shepherd has a lot of those assets that are going to support kids, and they can have fun while they're doing it.
Exactly. I mean, they with the clubs and the opportunities for kids to speak out and show their skills or show their interests, there's so much variety here for them, beginning at as early as kindergarten. I mean, even pre-K, we have our own few like tots and soccer shots, but even going beyond that, it really starts in kindergarten. There's such a variety for all the grade levels.
Yeah. Okay. So I always like to close out the chats with like, how people can get connected and things like that. But I just want to give you, is there any more like stories or examples that you want to share before we close out?
Oh gosh, I can't think of anything specifically that I haven't already talked about. Yeah, I can just say that being a teacher at Shepherd never feels like work. I always feel like I'm visiting with my family. I always feel loved and at home. I feel supported and safe, and it's a place that I want to be every day. I do not like when we're gone, because we have winter weather in Texas and we're snowed in. I'm like, no, I need to get to school. I want to see my children. So yeah, that's really all I can say is just how much I love it, and the feel here at Shepherd. So come and see me. Come and see me. Come visit.
Well, good. Okay, so I'm going to put the banners up on the screen, and I'll read it out loud for the folks listening to the podcast. So
Okay.
we've been talking about Shepherd Hills Lutheran School. The website is shlutheran.com, and the phone number is 210-614-3741. And Jennifer says that folks can stop by, but do you have any specifics, like if they call or visit the main office, they can like set up a time to like kind of tour the school and things like that?
Yes, I'm actually going to give you our email for admissions. It's admissions@shlutheran.org. We have a Facebook page, but just stop by. We're in the medical center, so we're right off Wurzbach Road, and you can definitely call us. Our phone number is 210-614-3741. Oh, there it is. So yeah, ask for me. I'll come greet you. And if not, I can guarantee you that someone, whoever's answering the door, will be happy to see you and want to be ready to help. So
Well, good. Well, I've been so happy to connect with Erin and with you to offer the parent perspective and the teacher perspective about Shepherd of the Hills, and I hope that this raises awareness among families about a great private school option that we have in San Antonio, and they can get their kids enrolled in a really close knit school community.
thank you so much for the opportunity. It was fun, and as you can see, we're getting ready for Fiesta.
That's so exciting. I got my first PS medal of the year yesterday. I'm so excited.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, Jennifer, it's been great talking to you, and thank you for sharing about Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School.
Thank you, Inga. Thank you for having us. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye. Take care.